For a lot of people, the easiest entry point into the Marvel Universe has always been the Guardians of the Galaxy, an offbeat comedic take on a unlikely band of heroes that, start out from nefarious beginnings, shall we say. And it's a very entertaining film that many people enjoyed, and again, it brought people closer in a unifying franchise in Marvel. People just found the characters fascinating and funny and endearing. James Gunn was at the heart of all of that, and he crafted very lovingly the two CGI characters that most people found to be the most engaging, Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Both played by incredible actors who, in this case, turned voice actors to voice both Rocket Raccoon and Groot. But now, fans are a bit worried, and based on some recent information, I would say they have reason to be. Will Guardians of the Galaxy 3 mean RIP Rocket Raccoon? Let's take a look. Here we go. There has been a fan theory out there for a while, based on casting announcements and some other cryptic statements made by actors and the director of the Guardians franchise. Most specifically, James Gunn's non-comments and Bradley Cooper's overt comments, let's say. Let's start first back in September of 2021. The Screen Rant article drops based on some fan theories, based on some commentary made by James Gunn, who avoids commenting on Rocket dying in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And though there are theories swirling about Rocket Raccoon dying in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, director James Gunn remains tight-lipped. Now, they've already killed off Yondu in the second film. Could you imagine them killing off another character in the third? From the article itself, James Gunn skillfully avoids the question on whether Rocket Raccoon will die in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. In 2014, Gunn brought the motley Guardians of the Galaxy to the MCU with a colorful, crowd-pleasing movie, and in 2023, he'll bring their story to a close. Already sounds pretty ominous. As production hasn't even begun on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, plot details are still being kept tightly under wraps. The entire team will return for the movie, including the alternate version of Zoe Saldana's Gamora from Avengers Endgame. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies have always been ensemble pieces, but Gunn has hinted that wisecracking Rocket Raccoon, played by Bradley Cooper, will get a special focus in the third installment. That, plus the news that someone will die, has led many to believe the talking raccoon will be the one to meet his end. Of course, I think they're right. One savvy fan tried to trip Gunn up on social media by putting in a song request for the music used in Rocket's funeral. Vinicius wrote, "Please play Bowie's Heroes in Rocket's funeral scene." To which Gunn responded, smartly, focusing on the music choice, "It's been used too much for me." That's not a no to Rocket dying, but it's not a yes either. Obviously, Gunn would never outright confirm Rocket's death so far away from the actual release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He must also realize that fans are going to believe in their theories regardless of what he says, so it's best not to directly comment on Rocket's fate. Now, this story, again, back from, what was it? Gosh, I just said it. September 27th of 2021, has been expanding, and there have been a lot of weird comments made by one actor in particular, Bradley Cooper. In an Inside the Magic piece, which was posted on January 26th, just a few days ago, we have the title of an article says, "Goodbye Rocket, Bradley Cooper likely never returning to Guardians of the Galaxy." Now, that's a heavily weighted title and very inaccurate because there are some other things that the Guardians are going to be in prior to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But I digress, And here we go. Over the next couple of years, 2 more Guardians of the Galaxy projects will release from Marvel Studios and director James Gunn. Most of the fan favorite Guardians from the Marvel Cinematic Universe will return for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special in 2022, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in 2023, including Rocket Raccoon Bradley Cooper. For the latter, there have been some notable absences in recent casting announcements for certain projects. Now, to add further to the uncertainty, it seems that the time is finally up for Cooper's wisecracking Rocket Raccoon following the Hollywood star's latest comments. Rocket Raccoon's first debuted in James Gunn's risky MCU blockbuster Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, as we know, and it goes through the list of all of the people that were in there. The upbeat comical movie was a surprising hit, anchored by its lovable cast of misfit characters, and spawned 2 direct sequels. Actually, there's more films that they were in, but we'll keep going. The Guardians' time in Kevin Feige's movie Marvel Universe was also fleshed out by appearances in Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, yada yada yada. And of course, we're about to see them again in the Thor franchise in Thor Love and Thunder, which will be released this year in 2022. One thing is for certain, that despite all of the Guardians having their own merits, fans have been drawn to Cooper's Rocket Raccoon and Diesel's Groot in such a way it's hard to remember that they are but CGI creatures voiced by 2 popular actors. I have to agree with that. It seems that after the holiday special and after Thor Love and Thunder, we probably won't see Rocket Raccoon past Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. From the article, Gunn, who was reinstated as director following his firing in 2018, remember that, made ominous remarks about Rocket Raccoon's fate after fans declared they would riot if he was killed off. Now, these sentiments seem likely after following Cooper's latest remark. Let it be said that the cast and crew, namely actors like Dave Bautista and Gunn himself, have been clear that they see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as the end of the current Guardians era. But it is still intriguing to understand where the other actors sit on all of this in the latest Actors on Actors from Variety. And again, this is where you have them interviewing each other to try to, entertain. Variety and a lot of these trades have been doing this lately, and I don't find it very fascinating, but some people do. To me, it's just, vacuous at best. During this particular interview, nestled amid Cooper's own dissection of his own insecurity, is a notable comment on his acting career, and that he had no intention of acting in anything other than what he'd been writing. It seems, when it's all said and done, Rocket Raccoon's days are numbered. Only time will tell just where Gunn's characters end up, but it would seem that this current chapter of Guardians of the Galaxy is heading towards its emotional and climactic conclusion. Well, I think the fate's pretty much sealed at this point just based on what he said. All he did right there was confirm that he's not going to act outside of anything in the future that he has not written. Obviously just going to honor the commitments he's already made. So I think it's pretty telling, and I think we're going to be saying goodbye to Rocket Raccoon. Feel free to leave me your comments down below. Do you think it's possible that we will no longer have Rocket Raccoon after Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I seem to be leaning that direction. Curious about you. Do you think it's possible that Bradley Cooper would change his mind sometime in the future, regardless of his statement that he only wants to act in things he's written for himself? I'm going to take him at his word personally, but I'm curious what you think. And finally, do you think that this slow destruction of something that was built to last is a bad sign for the MCU? Well, you already know my thoughts on that just by how I asked the question. I think the MCU is going to fall apart and turn into DC in the very near future. Well, near's a strong word. Maybe in the next 4 or 5 years. But again, I'm curious what you think. As I said, use the comment box down below. Be sure to support other independent creators here on the platform, as they absolutely need your support. It's the only way that they're going to be able to grow, because it's hard to get featured in the algorithm. You have to do a lot of work and get very lucky in order to somehow grow without the support of folks like you. So do be sure to subscribe, hit the like button for them. Be sure to share out their streams and comments. Comments are important when it comes to engagement, and I would appreciate them too. Outside of that, I'll end the video the same way I always do and say, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. It actually is. And until next time, bye.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.